There's something therapeutic about the sounds of water splashing against the shore. But all is not well beneath these tranquil waves. Invasive zebra and quagga mussels are infecting many of our lakes in ways never before experienced or even imagined. Thousands of these invaders drop to the floor each time commercial fisherman Jeff Weborg releases his gill nets into Lake Michigan.
It's hard to imagine, but our scientist at NOAA who studies life on the bottom has estimated that there are over 4 quadrillion mussels on the bottom of the lake.
These destructive mussels blanket the floor of big and small lakes alike. They have invaded 20 states, lurking in hundreds of inland lakes and 6 major rivers. And they stick themselves to everything.
So if you take a look at a pipe that mussels have entered, now you've got a problem.
Utility pipes and machinery often get clogged with massive amounts of sticky mussels, and it's costing us millions.
Right now it's probably between 15 and 20 million a year to control them at the pipes.
But that's only part of the problem.
They can change the ecosystem in ways you don't want the ecosystem changed.
Hungry zebra and quagga mussels are literally sucking in plankton, a critical part of the food chain and necessary for the survival of game fish. And the mussels have a voracious appetite.
A zebra mussel the size of my thumb can filter a liter or roughly a quart of water a day.
The only way these invasives can get into a lake is when a recreational boater or angler inadvertently puts them there. When traveling from one body of water to another, they either forget or don't know how to rid their boats of microscopic larvae.
Those larvae are virtually invisible to the naked eye. There's about 100 zebra mussel larvae in this vial.
The only prevention method is to clean, drain, and dry your boat every time you take it out of the water.
Make sure that you don't move water of any kind from one body of water to another. That means the bait buckets and the live wells and anything else that might be contained in your vessel.
It's the only way to stop these invasive aquatic hitchhikers, known as the silent invaders.
About 100 years ago, Evansville built its sewer system to carry stormwater away from streets. Later, when indoor plumbing was installed, homes and businesses connected their sanitary sewer lines into these storm sewers, making them combined sewer systems that carry both sewage and stormwater runoff. In dry weather, combined sewers carry sewage from homes and businesses to wastewater treatment plants. However, during heavy rain or snowmelt, these pipes aren't large enough to accommodate the combined sewage and stormwater flow. Once the pipes fill up past a certain level, the surplus water and sewage in the combined sewer overtops a dam known as a weir. Then, sewage flows into waterways, creating a combined sewer overflow, or CSO. In Evansville, these combined sewer overflow pipes are located along Pigeon Creek and the Ohio River. Combined sewer overflows contain municipal and industrial waste, floating debris, and disease-causing bacteria, among other things. Those pollutants are harmful to the environment and humans, and can prevent people from using the waters. Evansville has many combined sewers, and they're especially common in the older parts of town. The Clean Water Act of 1972 was passed to reduce the amount of pollution entering our waterways. However, it was only after the Environmental Protection Agency and Department of Justice got involved that cities, like Evansville, were forced to address the issue of combined sewer overflows. To learn more about what Evansville is doing to reduce its CSOs, visit www.renewevansville.com.
When you're on the surface of a boat looking out at the water, mainly what you see is beautiful blue pristine water. But it's not until we pull up our trawls that we see what's really there, these finely broken down particles of plastic with the occasional recognizable item, a toothbrush or a lighter or a bottle cap.
That's Anna Cummins, co-founder of the Five Gyres Project, talking about her group's recent discovery.
I think we found the Atlantic garbage patch.
They found it in the North Atlantic Gyre, a huge area of swirling ocean currents that pick up all sorts of flotsam, ocean debris, and unfortunately, are trash. But just like the so-called Great Pacific Garbage Patch, it doesn't actually look like a floating landfill in the middle of the ocean.
And it would be much better if there was an island out there. Strange to say, but A, it would help people, visualize it, and B, we could go out and get it. And I think there's been this media misconception of a Texas-sized patch of garbage, and I think that's given people a false idea of what it really is. It's more like a thin plastic soup.
Cummins and her colleagues started this project to visit all 5 major ocean gyres. They just returned from the ones in the Indian Ocean and the North Atlantic.
We have a manta trawl that we use to skim the top 20 centimeters of the ocean surface. So we collected 35 surface samples across the Sargasso Sea, and we found plastic in every single one.
Entwined in the thick mats of sargassum algae that the sea's named after, the pieces of plastic they found were mostly confetti-sized particles broken down by sunlight and waves.
So you might see one fragment here, a couple minutes later see a bottle cap. Mostly you don't see it.
But fish and other marine life do, and they're mistaking the plankton-sized plastic for food.
And we've had a chance to look into the stomachs of some different fish species. One called a lanternfish, which is a very common fish in the open ocean. It's food for tuna and mahi-mahi and other fish that we eat. And we found that a lot of them had plastic in their stomachs.
With most of the trash so tiny, cleaning it up is likely impossible. For Cummins, fixing the problem means looking forward.
We've taken petroleum plastics, which are designed to literally last forever, and we make cups and bags and bottles and utensils and toys and all kinds of things that are ultimately designed to be thrown away. So that really needs to shift, that we need to start producing plastics that are fully recyclable.
She also advocates for passing legislation that makes companies responsible for the end life of their products and getting consumers to think about their own impact. In November, the research team will be sailing from Brazil to South Africa, cutting right through the South Atlantic Gyre. For Discovery News, I'm Jorge Ribas.
Massive oil slick now covering some 600 square miles of the Gulf of Mexico, and it could start reaching the United States coast within hours.